that Gambian pilgrims are receiving immense value for their money, given the services received from Ethiopian Airlines.
This is a new Boeing aircraft that Ethiopian Airlines took delivery in 2010. If you look at the business class, we have 36 business class seats. And there is also the comfort to fly direct from Banjul to Medina. Unlike those who go international, they land in Jeddah, and they will have to endure a 6-hour journey from Jeddah to go to Medina. So in effect, when you talk about comfort and convenience, I think using the services of Gambia International Airlines to perform Hajj is much better.
Ethiopian Airlines has been ferrying pilgrims to Mecca for the past years, but GIA Director Nyasi is optimistic that this company will soon operate on its own carrier.
Yes, today we do not have aircraft, but notwithstanding, and I'm taking this out of seriousness, and concrete plans that GIA has, we are developing GIA. But first we have to make sure that we are solid on the ground. We have competitive advantage in the business that we do. We have cost advantages because the business that we do that is flying is very costly. So to survive, you really need to be cost advantage.
Journeying thousands of miles away to the Arabian cities of Mecca and Medina, these pilgrims will join their Gambian counterparts and Muslims the world over to perform one of Islam's most important pillars. Reporting for Grts News, I am Modu Bajan.
Away from Banjul, but still
and checking at midnight is no longer holding, according to the GIA. Members of the Public Accounts and Public Enterprises Committee of the National Assembly recently met in Albreda North Bank region for a 3-day pre-session retreat ahead of next month's parliamentary sittings. Our Samuel Ba traveled with the theme and reports that the annual event accords lawmakers and their partners the opportunity to take stock of their scorecard, as well as challenges confronting them in the performance of their oversight functions.
In the North Bank region, lawmakers joined by their sectoral partners in Albreda convened a 3-day retreat ahead of the 2013 parliamentary sitting scheduled for Monday, 7 October 2013. This annual pre-season activity is meant to enable stock-taking of past activities, charting a way forward for upcoming sessions. Here, Speaker Abdullah Bojang underlines the reason for changing venues as one intended to bring them closer to their electorates.
Pre-session retreat is an annual event in PEC calendar where we meet with our stakeholders to review and take stock of our previous work and chart our way forward. In this regard, we highly welcome your suggestions to enable us better conduct our business as we prepare for the 2013 PAC joint session commencing on the 7th October 2013.
It may be his first public engagement with the PAC committees since coming to office barely 100 days ago. But the Secretary General and Minister for Presidential Affairs is already convinced that PAC is one of the greatest tools in the arena of public finance management.
Specifically also because of the work of the PAC, because I grew up in the macroeconomic management community of this country from Central Bank to Ministry of Finance. But I can confidently say that PAC is the greatest thing that ever happened to this country in terms of public financial management. Maybe being in the center of things, you may be oblivious, but anytime PAC session starts, every single person in this country is alert, waiting for the next news item.
Lawmaking functions performed by NAMS, according to Secretary General Sabali, lay the first important building block in the observance of the rule of law. The Presidential Affairs Minister urged the gathering not to regard PAC as a witch-hunting exercise, but an activity meant to augment efficacy in public enterprises and agencies, making them more accountable to the people they serve.
I always said this to our colleagues, that this is not a witch hunt, as some people like to label it. It is actually helping those of us in charge of public finances to make sure that our house is in order. I think your position is very similar to those of auditors. Auditors are supposed to come and help us to correct our processes and systems. But more often than not, when the auditor knocks the door, everybody has this feeling that the enemy has come. It's not that, and it's not supposed to be that.
Session started in earnest after the official statements with an overview of PAC policies and strategies, including challenges raised in 2012. This exercise was led by the Clerk of the National Assembly. The draft schedule for the 2013 parliamentary session was unanimously adopted after review by members. This was quickly followed by substantive presentations, mainly from the National Audit Office, Gambia Public Procurement Authority, PROPAC, and the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs. Delegates described it as a one-off opportunity that armed them with the necessary tools in the discharge of oversight functions over public enterprises and agencies.
It's an oversight function of the Assembly to get into those areas and make sure that public funds are spent effectively so that general Gambians can get good use of their tax they are paying. And obviously by this session, what we've learned here today, it will help all of us to exercise our duties effectively.
The pre-retreat is very important in a sense that they will give us an opportunity to be on top of issues, particularly issues regarding financial and activity report of public enterprise committees.
I must confess that I have benefited a lot, and I can see from the participation of members of the National Assembly as well as PAC that they really are interested in learning. And I think this is a good contribution towards their understanding of their assignment.
It is the end of a 4-day retreat for lawmakers and their sector partners here in Albreda North Bank region. Here delegates have unanimously adopted the proposed schedule for the 2013 parliamentary sittings. A number of presentations have also been made by the Office of the National Audit, the Gambia Public Procurement Authority, and the Ministry of Finance. Also views of subject matter specialists were heard, which eventually created a thought-provoking environment. As we draw curtains for this annual event, members or delegates have once again committed themselves to working harder in the discharge of their public functions over public enterprises and agencies. Reporting from Albreda, North Bank region, I am Samuel Ba.
The siege at an elite shopping mall in Kenya is far from over. Find out what else is making headline news around the world right after the break. Welcome back. Polls have closed in Germany's parliamentary elections, where Chancellor Angela Merkel is seeking a third term as leader of Europe's strongest economy. She hopes voters will give the Christian Democrats and their coalition partners a majority in the Bundestag. CNN's Frederick Pletten is outside Chancellor Angela Merkel's party headquarters and earlier spoke to Fiona Laswini.
Yeah, Fanola, that certainly is the big question here. We're actually inside Angela Merkel's party headquarters at the Christian Democratic Union with our election set here. As you can see, there's a lot of other media here, as well as everyone's looking forward to this very big election. The polls will close in exactly an hour and 52 minutes from now, so the Germans still have some time to actually head to the polls. As of 8 a.m. Eastern time, that was 2 p.m. German time, the voter turnout was a little over 40%, which is actually a little bit better than in the last election in 2009, when at this point in time it was only about 36%. So there are a lot of people who are going to the polls. In part, the reason for that is that the weather is actually pretty good, but in part it's also because Germans are actually quite interested in the election that is happening. And as you said, it seems as though Angela Merkel will win. Her union of Christian Democrats and Christian Social Union will garner the majority of the votes. But the big question is, will her coalition between her party and the Liberal Democrats, the FDP, still hold? The FDP, of course, very much in danger of not making the 5% needed to enter into German parliament. And then there is that big wild card, the Alternative for Germany, which is the anti-Euro party. And some believe that party could make it into parliament, and that would indeed spell the end of the current coalition headed by Angela Merkel.